What is up, YouTube? Garbage Television here, and we're here to bring you some good old-fashioned MMA talk today. Now, we have a little conundrum, so to speak, going on in the heavyweight division of the UFC. On one side, we have all the Jon Jones fans saying he's the greatest of all time and he can do whatever he wants to, and that includes not defend the belt in over 500 days. Let me give you that. 500 days. He has not defended that title. And on the other corner, we have Tom Aspinall and his fans saying that Tom can beat Jones, or Tom will definitely beat Jones. A decent argument on both sides. But what I will say is this. Tom Aspinall can beat Jon Jones, especially after watching him starch, what's his name this past Saturday, Curtis Blades, right? So this is a big talk in the MMA world. So Jon Jones, let's talk about it. He wants to beat Stipe Miocic because it makes his resume look better. I'm going to disagree with that. And I'll tell you why. Stipe, and like this comment here says, at this point, saying he's coming off a brutal KO is redundant. He's coming out of retirement. That is 1,000% true. Stipe's not coming off a brutal KO. The dude he hasn't fought in years now, right? And he's 42 years old. That's not saying that he has a 0% chance against Jones. Anybody can get caught in any fight, in any type of environment, whether it's a cage, the squared circle, or whatever they have going on in combat karate. I really do like that setup, mostly for jiu-jitsu. Maybe I'll talk about that in another video, but they created like the best environment for jiu-jitsu. But I'm getting sidetracked here due to my ADHD brain, and I'm fucking wide open because I got a lot of things on my mind, right? Everybody wants to see this fight except Jon Jones. I get it. He don't want to have that one loss on his record because Tom Aspinall can definitely give it to him. And let's be honest here. Let's be completely honest, right? If we're going to be honest with ourselves and everybody else, Jon Jones has had a lot of close calls. No, not the 12-6 elbow on Matt Hamill. But we can definitely say that Tom versus Alexander Gustafsson, not Tom, but John. My bad, guys. Whoop. Wide open here, like I said. The first fight was very close, and a lot of people said that Gustafsson won that fight. And if we're being honest with ourselves, had Gustafsson been the champion, they would have sided with him in that fight. 100%. When it's a close call, the champ usually wins, unless you're Sean Strickland and the liberals hate you. And if I was Sean, I would never fight in fucking that godforsaken country of Canada ever again. Sorry, Canadians. I actually like your country, even though I've never been there, because I don't really care about you. Wow, that was a unireverse and another unireverse. Anyways, sidetracked again. So, what is going to happen? Well, we don't fucking know. Tom Aspinall has been one of the first people to defend. I can't think of many others other than, I can't really recall at this current time of anybody defending their interim heavyweight title. But I will say this, Jon Jones has been with the UFC for a long time. He was very, very active when he was younger. He's older now. And I feel like, they just want to do him as good and right as they can, right? However, I truly do believe that if he gets injured again, he should probably get stripped. But, 513 days, guys. Let's be honest. That's the absolute limit right there. And you got to think, we're going till November now when he faces Stipe. November is still quite a few months off, if not several. We're in July, August, September, October, November. We're 4 months out still. So, well, 3 if you want to count days, whatever. 3.5, whatever. So that's a big deal. That is a very big fucking deal, guys. Because we got Tom Aspinall defending his interim title and John Jones not fighting him. And honestly, John Jones is getting older. He probably doesn't want to face Tom. Tom is young, he's hungry, and he's very, very, very motivated. And he's very fast. His boxing it's not great, and it's not mediocre, so we'll just say it's good. And saying you're a good boxer in the UFC is definitely a compliment. Okay, we can be real about that. I'm not going to call him great because in Curtis Blades, he left himself open. From what I could see, at least with an untrained eye. I'm not even a fighter, right? I'm just a fat garbage gaming television guy. He left a few openings that an elite striker like Jones would probably get. And on top of that, I don't see John letting Tom get that close. In the words of Chael Sonnen, not Chael Sonnen, but oh my God, what was his name? No, well, Chael did say that. He said, "I can't let you get close." That's right, he did say that. I can't let you get close. I don't think he'd let Tom get that close to him to tag him that hard. I feel like Tom would be chasing him and he would just get front kicked a lot, and John would probably go for a takedown or something. And let's be honest, man, if John Jones gets you down in the heavyweight division, Tom is strong. He does have jiu-jitsu and stuff, but man, we're talking about John Jones here, a guy who's wrestled since he was like 12 years old, right? A guy who took DC down. And we can say it all we want to, but Tom Aspinall does not have DC-style wrestling. Okay? He just doesn't. So, and John's still, he's been, very, very active in wrestling still to this day. And he's doing jiu-jitsu with people like Gordon Ryan. So, that's the dilemma. And it's a real dilemma. That is a true... Can Tom Aspinall beat him? Yes. He has a chance. How big is that chance? Guys, I'm not lying. It's a hard call. It's a very hard call. I understand both sides here. But when you've got somebody who is so good at that front leg kick, that straight to the knee kick, that side kick, front, whatever you want to call it, which you can do a side kick and still pop the knee, and you can do a front kick and still pop the knee. So technically they both are oblique kicks. When you've got those weapons and John's elbows and then his wrestling and his jiu-jitsu and his strength, strength is just, he's an old man now. He's got old man strength now. So it's a very hard call. And if I'm being honest with myself, if I had to bet my life on it, I'd go with John Jones. You ain't got a choice. You really don't. If you were going to bet the house or your life on it, John Jones is the guy. Tom Aspinall would be, I feel like he would be a little too sloppy in his boxing. And John Jones has always had a weakness to really good boxers. But we're talking about a good, not really good, not great, not a guy who's been doing it for 20 years. We're talking about Tom Aspinall. And, you guys are the same people, the same John haters that said Cyril Game would fucking obliterate John Jones. And how did that work out for you? So, I've concluded my analysis here. John Jones would, if I had to bet my life on it, I'd go with John Jones. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Tom. I'm not saying he sucks. I'm not saying he's bad in any shape, way, or form. I'm just saying that if they fought, John Jones is it. And would I like to see Tom beat him? I guess. Maybe. I like both of them, honestly. This is just an analysis, in my opinion. I know John's weaknesses. I know Tom's weaknesses. Tom is... he's good, but he's got holes. And man, if there's one thing we have seen over the last over 10 years now of John Jones, he will take your weakness and make it look even worse, dude. That's what the fuck Jon Jones does. And he does it better than any of us could ever possibly dream of. Okay, I'm taking the glasses off because let's be real here, guys. Let's be real. He will take any type of little weakness you have, whether that's a hole in your boxing game or your stand-up or your ground game, and he's gonna make it look that much worse because that's what he's done. Now, as for his legacy, sadly, it's tainted. It is. Whether you guys want to admit it or not, it is. He's popped 3 times. Twice for steroids. Maybe 3 times for steroids, I believe. That's tainted. He's not the GOAT in my book just because of that. Okay? And you can make the argument all you want to, but when it comes to drug testing and everything else, you've got Khabib, who's never popped, which is questionable. Anybody in Russia, that whole country is very sketchy, questionable. You have GSP, who just so happened to retire right when USADA came in. Right before, after Johnny Big Rig Hendricks beat the brakes off of him. And a lot of people thought Johnny won that fight, including myself. But I rewatched it here a few days ago, and I can see why GSP won. It may not have been a close fight, but a point fight, GSP won that. But now we go by damage and takedowns and stuff, and now Johnny would have won, in my opinion. Like I said, this is all speculation, man. We can't turn back the clock. And grandfather time gets everybody, every one of us, right? So, man, this is just it's a tough fight to call, Jones and Tom Aspinall. But like I said, if I was betting my life on it, it'll be Jon Jones. I mean, and I'm not even a fan. Like I said, he's not my GOAT. He shouldn't be anybody's GOAT. He's popped 3 times. If you guys are going to demonize TJ Dillashaw and everybody else who's popped, this scenario shouldn't be any different. Okay? If you pop 3 times during the USADA era, and don't even say pictogram and all this shit. The dude was taking Turinabol, which is a damn good steroid for fighters. And I can't believe some people even... Okay, let's get on with that. So, we're going to talk about that next video. Okay? Well, I'll tell you all about Turinabol and what it can do for you. You want to know why? Because I used to take the fucking shit when I did jiu-jitsu. It's one of the greatest things ever. It may not be trend or nothing, but when it comes to endurance and performance and longevity in a match where you know you can stall somebody better and then get them because they're exhausted and you're not, Turinabol's your guy. So, don't even get me started with that one. And that shit also doesn't pulsate. Huh, ain't that something? It does not pulsate. There's only a few drugs that do, and fuckers, that's not one of them. Anyways, I've gotten sidetracked 30 times. That's my analysis on these 2 guys. Hey, I'm rooting for Tom if it does happen. But at the end of the day, yeah, it's Jones. But his legacy is still tainted. And that's very unfortunate because he never needed the shit to begin with. Never needed it. But he also came up during a time where everybody was on something. So it's just unfortunate. But anyways, Garbage Television out. I will see you guys another time. Take it easy. Peace out, guys.